to show you a combination of heart-related dies from Top Dog Dies that you can use to make albums, cards, and other crafts. First, here is the heart album die. Because it is a steel rule die, you can use it to cut through chipboard with pattern paper or cardstock adhered to it to make albums like this one. You can see that's cut out of chipboard. Or you can use it folding technique to make cards, which is what I'm going to show you how to do now. To make a card, simply take a half sheet of 12 by 12 paper. I think I cut this one down to 11 by 12, and then score it in the middle. I'm going to use my Big Shot machine to cut this out. First, put your clear cutting pad on the bottom, and then you're going to take your die and you are going to place the fold line, score line of your folded piece of paper right inside that left edge, right inside the blade, so that it's not going to cut out. I'm just going to place that right on there, and I'm going to put my die on the clear cutting pad so I don't move that, and I'm going to put another cutting pad right on top. Move this so you can see it, and then I'm going to roll that through my Big Shot machine. And you'll see when I cut that out that I have a folded card that has a left edge. So I'm going to set that aside. Now to add some shapes to the front of my card, I'm going to use this die. And it's a wafer-thin die set. This is the Heart Album Finishers die set, and it was made to fit exactly on the steel rule die. And it will come all connected together, and you just need to use a cutting tool like this to snip at least the two large heart shapes apart from each other. And so I'm going to set that down. Now to use this in your Big Shot, you need to use your multi-purpose platform. I'm going to set that in first, and then put another clear cutting pad on top of that. And the first shape I'm going to cut out is the solid heart. So I'm going to set that down. Now I'm going to cut that out of this side of the paper, and so I'm going to lay that right on top of the die. And then I'm going to put another clear cutting pad right on top. And roll that through. You can see how easy that cuts out, and now I have my solid heart shape. I can set that aside, and I want to set that directly right on top of this is where I'm going to adhere that. Now I'm going to cut out another one of the scalloped hearts. So I'm going to lay that on there. I want to cut this out of red. And I'm going to use the side of my cardstock that I want and set that directly on there. And then I'm going to actually need to put this one here because I have my cutting mat on the bottom, and then put my second mat on top. And then I'm going to run that back through the machine. And now I have my scalloped heart that I can layer directly on to that card. I can also cut out like a clear or a cream colored shape if I want to layer one for the inside. That's really easy to do. And then if I want to cut out the extra shapes, there's a lot of extra accessory shapes you can use with the I love you, the double hearts, the arrow, and the envelope. One other die that fits perfectly with the heart album is this heart doily from Top Dog Dies. And this also comes in two separate pieces that you cut apart. So you have the doily shape, and then you also have a solid background shape once you cut them apart. And when I want to cut this in my Big Shot, I would put my first cutting pad down on top of the multi-purpose platform. Then I would want to use the metal Big Shot adapter. There's also one for the Cuttlebug that you put on top of your first clear cutting pad. And this just adds some extra pressure as you run it through the machine. So I'm going to put my doily shape down, and then I'm going to put my paper on top of that, and then I'm going to put my top cutting pad on top. I'm going to hold my Big Shot and roll it through. And you may want to run it through, depending on how much pressure you feel, you may want to run it through 2 times. And I give it a quick tap to separate this from the die. And I can use my pierce point tool or my toothpick to get this out as well. And then the die separates, and then I have a beautiful doily shape that's ready to go. And you can see how this one also layers on here, or I can add my other heart shape right on top of that as well. Here's some projects that we made with these dies.